Right then, so here we are at Mr. Hughes' place to set about getting this thing up and running. Now, if you're like me and a bit simple and not clued up on military vehicles, you might be wondering what this great big lump of steel is. Now, I'm reliably informed it's a Centurion BARV. Now, that isn't a BARF, it's a BARV. It might make you barf when you're riding in it, but that's by the by. So what this actually is a beach armoured recovery vehicle. Now, these will have been embarked upon the amphibious assault ships, and the main task was to keep anything running that broke down and recover anything that got stuck in the process of assaulting a beach position. So this particular BARV is rather special because it's one of the two that actually went to the Falklands and went up the beach. Now, this is kind of important at the minute as well because it's the Falklands anniversary at the minute. So we're thinking it'd be rather cracking if we could get this thing up, running and crushing something Argentinian in time for the celebration of recapturing the Falkland Islands. Because let's face it, that were a bit of a poor show by the Argies, and we had to show them what were what. And it seems rather sad that this proper piece of kit has been left to go to rack and ruin. So we're going to get it sorted. Now, the main problem with this one is the Rolls-Royce Meteor engine, which powers it, which is V12 petrol, is currently in the shed, and the last bit of action it performed was taking Joe's eyebrows off. So we've got to get that running, and then the next battle after that is getting it back in this beast of a tank, which isn't the simplest of jobs. Not helped by this great big upper hull, which, whilst it will have been great for keeping water out, is going to make getting an engine back in rather difficult. As you can see, it's in a bit of a state of disrepair at the minute, but I don't think it's anything that we can't handle. Now, just showing you around here a bit, we're on the catwalk, which is sort of the access platform. At this point, I haven't been inside, I haven't seen inside, I haven't seen the sort of challenge that is coming to me, but yeah, so on the side you can see we've got all the recovery gear. This is the main entrance hatch, which is solid at the minute. Those great big springs fighting. Like, there's my little finger for scale, but there's some hellish springs on that thing. Something else that we've got to work on and get unseized. And yeah, there's all the recovery gear on the sides. What's left of the hammer. And then there's the back door here, which is the access platform into sort of the engine bay and the gearbox compartment. Now, these are in two separate compartments. Obviously fireproof, with it being an armoured vehicle and expecting to come under fire. But yeah, I'll grab the GoPro and we'll have another climb up and we'll see if we can get inside the belly of the beast while we're waiting for Joe to turn up and let us in. But yeah. The crew compartment is down there, obviously that's where the driver would sit. Poor bugger, it's rather cramped, but yeah, you should be relatively safe there, but this is going to be one hell of a project. So let's grab that GoPro and we'll have a proper look around this. Right, so here we are now, we're at the engine hatch. Now, this is where Joe got the engine out of with great difficulty, I believe, and I can see why. It's a tight squeeze, and what you can't see is that's about a good 10 to 12 feet drop. Now, the engine sits on those two rails, and those rails are also a coolant reservoir. In the centre there is the clutch, which the engine obviously attaches to, and then two great big coolant fans, which suck air out of this compartment, blow them into the gearbox compartment, where you can just see through that door, and then the radiators actually lay on top of the transmission, and the air's blown up through them, and then straight out the top of the tank. And that does its best to keep that mighty V12 Meteor engine cool. And yeah, that's what we've got to get an engine into. Not going to lie, it's scaring me a bit at the minute, but we'll see how we get on. So Joe's finally turned up and opened the door for me, so shall we have a look inside and see where we go? Fuel tank in there, which looks alright. Clutch packs of some description, which sort of move. Allison gearbox apparently, I have no clue. And ventilation, radiators, don't look too bad back here. Engine bay, which is going to have, what is it, a Griffin V12?
Meteor.
Meteor V12 to go there when we've cleared it up. All those linkages are sort of seized, some are free, some aren't. We need to free them up. Engine goes in there and we go through there, which I will try and get down to now without dying. So we're in the, what's this space called then? The poor bastard that drives it sits down there, obviously.
Yeah, the mess hall.
The mess hall, the shitter, everything else. Air filters there and there. Mystery compartment. Mystery sauce. Takeaway tins. Bicarbonate of soda.
Military issue.
Remy toolkit. Air intakes, I'm guessing. Lights that don't work. Yeah, battery box and table. Hidey place for gold. Because you check this one for gold, right?
Yeah, we're still to check the fuel tanks.
But then again, this went to the Falklands. Like, all you bring back from the Falklands is shitty beef and yeah, they didn't really make anything else, did they? Oh, sheep.
There's your screwdriver.
Let's have a. Can we get in? You reckon there's gold bars? If there is, this video ain't making YouTube. Oh.
What is that?
Fuck all. But yeah, so mess hall. We're gonna get all these plates up, aren't we, for the
Linkages.
find the linkages. Because when we get up front, you can't really see. Can I put a torch on this? Can I? No. I was just gonna grab. If I grab that, so we've got all the linkages. Stay. All the linkages. Now we've got 4th and 5th, and we've got high-speed reverse, and fuck all else.
That's the French gear.
Yes. No, this was Falklands. This is so. If you're Argentina, you put it in fast reverse. The British would have used 5th gear flat out, obviously. Definitely didn't run away. Steering seized. Not fuck. There goes a torch. Not seized solid. So we've got hope. Hey up! I found another storage locker.
Anything in it?
Hopes and dreams. No, it's with a map locker.
Oh, canister of CO2 there.
Yeah. Ah, is that a fire suppression system?
Yeah.
Let's definitely not pull that. There's one on the front here as well. So we've got 2 big cans of CO2.
Bilge pump, look, that's what that is. Just realised. That thing on the.
Alright, so bilge pump, because this was designed to
go down the canal.
But so this was designed to pull stuff that got stuck on the beaches, wasn't it? So
Yeah, landing crafts. In and out the beach.
but yeah, we've got the so the CO2. I'm guessing must be a fire suppression system of some sort.
Yeah, you can pull the levers from outside, and then.
Well, that's a shit design.
Yeah,
Well, surely the argy barges pull that, gas the crew.
gas all the crew out. That's
And
what
you're
he's-
fucked.
Or you drive through a hedge and it knocks it.
Let's not do that. We should maybe empty them.
I bet you the only money they're full.
Oh, it's got the safety wire still on it.
Yeah, I bet you they would still work.
Oh, that would not be fun. Let's not pull those.
Could use them on the acetylene.
It goes. Oh, it's all the way up there. That's the cable for it. We could maybe steal that bounding cable and use it as a throttle cable.
Well, we could actually.
Like reuse it.
Use it, yeah.
I'm guessing this is all radio.
Yeah.
Old radio equipment.
Clansman equipment. Which looks like someone's nicked half the boxes. Yeah, there is a box right at the front still. See that one at the front of the window with the
This?
green? Yeah, that's half the radio.
That's the radio.
That's
Speedo.
the same on every fucking article.
Yes, speedos. Switches that control electrical gremlins.
Tell you what we ought to do tomorrow.
Yep.
Put the jump pack on the batteries
And see-
live up all the dashboard.
See if it goes.
Well, shall I go get a jump pack now?
Can do. We can give it a
I
go.
don't think they'll lose, have we?
Might have
See them lights in there.
we've got fire extinguishers.
The only thing we don't want to let touch is the those start of these, but until it's cranking, they should put that on. There you go. Fucking foul.
So This is the fun place to stand. More controls up there. If I can sort of set that up, we can climb up and have a look. Yeah, so this is where you'd stand going up the beach in the Falkland Islands. Pretty impressive. Got the thickness of the plate on them, on the hatch covers. Fucking springs. Proper bit of kit. So we fiddled around in the dark a little more and managed to breathe a little bit of life into the batteries and get a few systems online, but conveniently the GoPro decided to run out of battery then, and I was that excited about playing in a tank that I completely forgot to swap the batteries out. So what we'll do, we've run out of light now, we'll have a look inside at the absolutely amazing engine that we're hopefully going to get in and fire up in the next few days and get this beast up and running. So this is the engine that's going in, right?
Yep.
You've sort of rebuilt it?
Yeah, sort of mackled it. It's running and it's working well.
It's not burning eyebrows off anymore.
No, she's all timed up and starts lovely and runs, runs smooth as silk.
But to get it in, we've got to...
We've got to take the starter off, which we don't want to damage, so they're like £1,000 each.
Yeah, definitely don't want to...
That is rocking all shit. And then we want to take the carbs off, which is this whole bank here.
Yep.
Which is an absolute nightmare because all the spark plugs are obviously, there's the spark plugs internally in the V, running all the way down, and the internal ones down there, we've got to take them out to lift the carbs out. And we need to do that because when you try to put it in the tank, there's a piece of chassis rail that gets very close to.
That we're not cutting off.
Which we don't really want to cut off, and we don't really want to damage that because it's irreplaceable. So that's coming off, which shouldn't be too bad, but that's going to be done. And then a couple of spanners on the engine mounts.
We need to save them. They are the world's best custom engine mounts, I think.
Test bed mounts. Dad's still looking for the spanners to this day.
But yeah, we'll extend that oil pressure gauge, aren't we, so that we can...
I think that one's come out. I don't know if that will foul, because obviously you can imagine that runs straight. It probably will. We'll get rid of that.
But we're going to keep some sort of external oil pressure gauge on so we can check that the...
Just in case.
Because military stuff does like to lie.
Yeah, especially British.
Yeah. But yeah, then...
Drop it in, easy as that.
Yeah, pick it up, drop it in the tank, hope for the best. Not too much death and dismemberment, and yeah, we'll see where we go.
How hard can it be?
Yeah, it only weighs how many tons?
40 tons of tank. I don't know what the engine weighs. I'd say the engine probably...
There's over a ton there, isn't there?
Oh, I don't know. It's all alley. I'd say the best part of it.
So what you're saying is 4 determined gypsies could get that out of the tank?
I'd say, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends how phony Irish they spoke, but... I'd say they're not.
So yeah, tomorrow, that is going in the tank. Maybe.
With any luck.
That's episode 1 of the Abandoned Tank Project. Hope you know a bit more about what we're doing now. We've learned a lot, like just exploring the great big lump. And yeah, we're excited to get going with it. It's obviously a lot of work to do, and in the upcoming episodes you'll see just how much we learn of what we've took on. We weren't quite expecting it to be as bad as it was, but yeah, I think it's doable. So if you want to carry on with the progress and keep up with what we're doing, please like the video, share it to your friends, share it to other people in the community. Anyone who's got any history on this tank, we'd be really interested to... sorry, I keep calling it a tank. I know it's a BARV, it's just easy to say. But yeah, if you know any history, if you know anyone who served, because obviously the guys who drove this thing in the Falklands must still be around, or hopefully they're still around. We would love to speak to them, get them to come out and see it, possibly have a go with it when we've got it done. And yeah, any history, any information you've got on this vehicle, if you served with it, if you know someone who did, get in touch. But other than that, if you just want to keep up with the progress, like I said, like the video, that helps us out loads. Share it, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, episode 2 is, we filmed it. I'm just not very good at driving a computer. I'm a lot better at driving a sledgehammer. So I'll get it edited together as soon as I can. And yeah, I'll see thee.